The man finally drove Vicky out of the deep bush. After what felt like forever, the car finally came out onto a proper road. Vicky started seeing small houses and then larger buildings. They were no longer in the forest. As the car moved through the streets, she started reading some of the signs and billboards next to the road. It took her a long while to realize that the language on the signs was French and the names looked strange. Suddenly, it hit her, they were in Togo. She gasped quietly, feeling a new wave of hopelessness wash over her. Vicky could not believe it. She had been promised a new, rich life in America, and now she was trapped in a neighboring West African country she knew nothing about. She wondered what she was doing in Togo. Her heart was completely broken. She had lost everything she owned, her money, her properties, and her freedom. She looked at the passing street and felt immense shame and defeat. She had sacrificed so much for a life she would never have. She felt defeated and deeply lost. I have lost everything. I'm devastated, Vicky said. It did not take long before the man drove her into a large compound. The building inside looked exactly like a big, expensive hotel. The gates were high, and the walls were well painted. The man stopped the car and roughly dragged Vicky out. Follow me immediately, the man shouted. Her hands were still tied, and she stumbled as he pulled her across the polished floor. He took her straight into a place that looked like a private office. This office was large and contained expensive-looking furniture. Vicky knew she was now dealing with the main people in this wicked business. I think he is about to sell me to another person, Vicky said to himself. In the office, a woman sat behind a huge mahogany desk. She looked strong and bossy, with a sharp, calculating expression on her face. The man who brought Vicky started speaking quickly to the woman in a language Vicky did not understand. It sounded like they were negotiating a price and settling an agreement. If ever return home alive, I will never try to travel abroad again, Vicky said. Vicky stood there, still tied, listening to the hurried, unfriendly exchange. She felt like an object, a piece of goods being traded between two evil merchants in the forest. The negotiation lasted several minutes. Finally, the woman reached into her drawer and brought out a thick wad of US dollars. She counted out $30,000 and handed the money to the man. Vicky watched the exchange happen and the terrifying truth hit her. She had been sold a second time. Her heart sank further into despair. She was now worth $30,000 to these criminals. I feel so terrible. If someone ever told me I would be going through this, I would say it's a lie. It feels like a nightmare, but it's reality, Vicky said in her heart. As soon as the woman gave him the money, the man who had brought Vicky turned and walked straight out of the office. He left the hotel without saying a single word to her. He did not look back. He had completed his job and collected his payment. Vicky realized she was now entirely in the hands of this new, bossy woman. The woman stared at Vicky with a cold, serious look, sizing up her new purchase. The woman then addressed Vicky, speaking in slow, clear English. You need to know your situation now, the woman began. The man who brought you has gone. I am now your owner. Her words were harsh and left no room for argument. I paid a large sum of money for you, she continued. You are going to work for me so that I can get back my entire investment, plus profit. You will obey every instruction I give you. Vicky looked at her new owner with a mix of fear and anger. What kind of work will I be doing? She asked, her voice weak but firm. She wanted to know her fate, however terrible it might be. The woman just smiled a cold, wicked smile. She refused to tell Vicky the nature of the job. You will know when the time is right, the woman said simply. Instead of answering, the woman reached for the telephone on her desk and called someone to come and collect Vicky. A younger woman soon entered the office. The bossy woman told her to take Vicky to a private room. Vicky was quickly ushered out of the office and into a part of the hotel that felt secluded. The room they took her to was surprisingly neat and had a large, comfortable bed. She was untied and immediately given hot food and a cold drink. After eating, she took a long bath. The sudden comfort was confusing, and she realized they were preparing her for something terrible. She waited, scared and alone. "I wonder what is going to happen next," she said. She had everything she wanted in the room, but her fear was bigger than her comfort. She sat on the edge of the bed, feeling sick with worry about the unknown work she was expected to do. After about an hour of anxious waiting, someone knocked at the door. The sound made her jump. "I wonder who is knocking. I'm so scared. God, please help me," Vicky thought, as she slowly stood up and went to open the door. To be continued.